Well, hi, this is Dan again from CleanGuru. Today's message: in the cleaning business, you want to sell apples to oranges. Well, what in the world does that mean? You know, you've all heard the expression, right? You may have heard it from your prospects or from the contact at the building, you're trying to sell this cleaning project. And they might say, listen, I want to make sure that it's an apples to apples comparison. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? In fact, you might think to yourself, yeah, I want it to be apples to apples too. Well, it's okay on some things to be apples to apples, but on a lot of very important things, you want to be apples to oranges. I'll explain. If you're talking about the cleaning frequency, if you're talking about the levels or the amounts of insurance coverage, if you're talking about the basic tasks that are going to be done, fine, you can be apples to apples. I even understand where they're coming from, right? They like to compare fairly. But you want the comparison to end there. From that point on, you want to go apples to oranges or apples to watermelon, anything but apples to apples. Well, why is that? Well, because of things we've talked about before. Once you leave the starting gates, you want them, your customer, your prospect, to think of you completely different than anyone else. In fact, you want to describe everything about how you run your company so that they're so blown away by how different it is. So, for example, the way you hire and the way you screen people and check and train them and inspect them and motivate them, and the customer service and quality control, everything about all the systems and things you put in place that are so different that by the time your purchasing agent or the person going to decide on hiring you sits down with all the bids, and someone might be sitting in the meeting with them and say, well, who do you want to go with? You just want to go with that person there, that's the cheapest company. You want to have done such a convincing job that you're different that your prospect says, there's no way. These are not apples to apples comparison. This one company is so different than all the rest. I don't even care if they're a little bit more. They're very different. Let me explain what this guy told me. They do this and they do this and they do this and they do this. I talked to their references. They're very different. So we may want to consider going with them. They're not at all like these other ones. That's your goal. Our goal is to try to convince them how unique, that we're an orange or we're something else, certainly not an apple like everybody else. So that's the goal. So whether you're a cleaning business owner, or whether you're a salesperson, that's the way we want to position ourselves. That makes sense? I won't even do a bad joke about rotten apples. I'll just leave it at that. I hope that idea makes sense and gives you something to think about when you're out there selling. Have a good week, and until next time, remember that you can do this. You really can.